Hey, what's up, NFL nerds? We're back with another NFL video. Before I get started, make sure you're a member of the Nerd Squad and subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I post frequent off-season updates on there. Goal is to be at 100 subscribers by the time the NFL draft starts. So make sure become a member of the Nerd Squad. Hey, what's up, Nerd Squad? We're back with another NFL draft. Today we're going to be doing a 2-round draft with trades. I made sure to throw in quite a few trades here. Have probably 5 or 6 trades. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. First overall, no surprise here. Bengals gonna go ahead and take Joe Burrow. Not gonna be changing anytime soon. Moving on to number 2, the Redskins will take Chase Young. There's been talk about them getting Tua. There's been talk about them getting Isaiah Simmons. I think they'll stick with Chase Young. I think he's too dominant of a player for them to pass on. And here is where we get our first trade. Now, this is one you guys have probably seen, here and there a few times. But the Dolphins will trade up to get pick number 3, while the Lions get pick number 5 and 39. The Dolphins, with this pick, select Tua Tagovailoa. I've already said I love this pick for Miami. Great pick. He'll end up being their franchise quarterback. Love this pick. The Giants will go ahead and stay where they are, and this was a tough one. I debated between Mekhi Becton, Isaiah Simmons, even Tristan Wirfs. I went ahead and stuck with Mekhi Becton. I think that offensive line needs to be their first priority right now. You don't want to get your young, probably franchise quarterback hurt. So I think they'll go Mekhi Becton there. And the Lions, after trading down, will select Isaiah Simmons out of Clemson. Man, good move for the Lions. They easily could have just selected him at number 3 and stuck with it. Instead, they get another second-round pick out of it and get the guy that I think is going to help elevate their defense to another level. So, Isaiah Simmons out of Clemson. Then the Chargers will stay where they are and get Justin Herbert, their quarterback of the future. I've mentioned a few times, out of these top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the draft, I have him kind of the lowest. I have him kind of tied with Jordan Love, but I think Justin Herbert has a slight edge on him. I think he's a little bit more mobile, has a little bit more of a playmaking ability. And I think to a certain point, I think some people are hyping up Jordan Love a little bit too much. So I think Justin Herbert will be the better pick here. At number 7, the Panthers will actually trade back with the Bucs and get picks number 14 and 45. Here, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Jeffrey Okudah out of Ohio State. Great pick for them. Really helps their secondary. They have a very solid run defense and a really not bad pass rush either. Helping the secondary is huge for them. For the types of receivers there are in the NFC South, great pick for the Bucs here. Number 8, the Cardinals will select Tristan Wirfs, offensive tackle out of out of Iowa here. You want to protect Kyler Murray. He's obviously a mobile quarterback. I think having a more athletic offensive tackle like Tristan Wirfs will be a good fit for that system. I think he's going to be a really good pick for them, and maybe a little bit slept on here. So, good pick for the Cardinals. At number 9, the Jaguars select Derek Brown out of Auburn. Um, there's people projecting him in the top 5. There's people projecting the Panthers to get him at number 7. Even the Cardinals at number 8. I don't quite see the reasoning for that one. But, yeah, I have the Jaguars selecting Derek Brown there. At number 10, I have the Browns selecting Andrew Thomas. They solidified that right side of their offensive line with Jack Conklin. Now they solidify the left side with Andrew Thomas. There's been rumors about the New York Jets possibly trading and getting an offensive tackle instead, or maybe one of these wide receivers that are available later on, because there are quite a few good wide receivers in this year's draft. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But I actually have the New York Jets selecting CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma. I think he has too much of a big playability for the Jets to just pass on him like that. Obviously, offensive line is a big priority for them, but at the same time, you don't pass on a guy like CeeDee Lamb. So, good pick for them. At number 12, the Raiders select Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama. Jeudy is kind of tied here, number 1A and 1B with CeeDee Lamb here. I think he's a more well-built all-around wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb's really good at breaking tackles and getting open. But Jerry Jeudy, I feel like he has everything. He has the route running. He has the hands. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb does too. He's often compared to DeAndre Hopkins. But it'll be really interesting to see who goes first here. They're very closely compared, in my opinion. But, yeah, I have the Raiders selecting Jerry Jeudy. I have the 49ers at number 13 selecting Henry Ruggs out of Alabama. They haven't really had much of a number 1 wide receiver. And here I think they get a very slept-on wide receiver and a true deep threat here. Ran, I believe, a 4.29 in the combine. Has elite speed. Very underrated hands. I think they get a good guy here. At number 14, the Panthers, after trading down with the Buccaneers, will select cornerback C.J. Henderson out of Florida. Now, as a Panthers fan, this is actually kind of my dream scenario here. I've been a big C.J. Henderson fan even before the Combine. Since the Combine, he's risen on a lot of boards by quite a bit. I think it's very, very realistic for him to go this early, and I think he'll end up going to the Panthers if they trade down. So, good pick for them. At number 15, I actually have the Broncos trading back with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Sorry, I said that weird. And the Jags will go ahead and select Grant Delpit, safety out of LSU. They really need some secondary help here, and I think he's going to be a really good fit for them. At number 16, I have the Falcons selecting Jedrick Wills. I was debating between possibly having them take Javon Kinlaw, and I think that's still a very possible solution here. There's actually a few guys they could take here, but I think they're going to go ahead and fix up their offensive line a little bit with Jedrick Wills. At number 17, the Cowboys will go ahead and select Xavier McKinney I actually have him rated higher than Grant Delpit. Um, I have him as the highest rated safety in this draft. Um, but I think Grant Delpit fits what the Jaguars are doing better than Xavier McKinney. So that's why I had him going first. But here the Cowboys take Xavier McKinney. At number 18 here, I have the Dolphins selecting Javon Kinlaw. Again, I debated possibly having him go to the Falcons, and if that was the case, I think it'd really be a good solution for the Dolphins to take Jedrick Wills here. Have them basically swap picks here. There's a few good solutions to do, but I think they'll go ahead and get Javon Kinlaw, the players available there. At number 19, the Las Vegas Raiders, almost said Oakland Raiders, select Kayvon Chason out of LSU. Pretty underrated pass rusher, good at stopping the run as well. I think a much-needed piece for the Raiders. At number 20, after trading back, the Broncos will actually select Justin Jefferson. Now, I debated on having them take him just at number 15, but I felt like that would be reaching a little bit, and they could probably get a little bit of value out of this. So, yeah, to go ahead and get Justin Jefferson, very good piece for their offense. Number 21, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting Christian Fulton out of LSU. Some people have him rated a little bit lower than others. I think he's kind of neck and neck with Jeff Gladney, but I actually think he's a little bit better than Jeff Gladney, and goes to the Eagles here to complement Darius Slay. At number 22, the Vikings will go ahead and select Jeff Gladney after losing Xavier Rhodes. They obviously need some secondary help. They might, honestly, in this draft, might want to select 2 corners, but for now, I have them taking Jeff Gladney. At number 23, I have the Patriots selecting Jordan Love. There's been a lot of people having him come here. I think it'll depend on if they get Cam Newton or not. If they don't get Cam Newton, I think this is definitely the pick. If they do, not really sure who else to have the Patriots take there. But I think Jordan Love is a good fit for them. I think he'll be really good with Belichick. So, have him taking them. Now here, this I feel like is actually going to piss off a lot of Vikings fans here. I actually have the Saints trading back with the Dolphins, and the Saints get picks 26 and the Dolphins' 3rd round pick. Here at number 24, the Dolphins select Denzel Mims. I think after selecting him, there's a pretty big drop-off for wide receivers. I think this was genius for the Dolphins to do, and they get a very good wide receiver to complement. It's slipping my brain right now. Devontae Parker. I think this is a very smart move by both the Dolphins and the Saints. Saints snagging an extra 3rd round pick there. The Vikings, after having their plans ruined there, will actually select interior offensive lineman Cesar Ruiz out of Michigan. Sorry, Vikings fans. I know you're probably going to hate me for this, but number 26, after trading down, the Saints will go ahead and select Kenneth Murray. I actually have him as the 2nd highest linebacker in this draft, after Isaiah Simmons, of course. I have him a little bit higher than Patrick Queen, but they are very close there. Number 27, I think the Seattle Seahawks will solidify their line even more. Obviously, they focused on it quite a bit in free agency, and I think they'll focus on it even more in the draft and select Josh Jones, offensive tackle out of Houston. The Baltimore Ravens will go ahead and take that defense to the next level and get Patrick Queen. Very good pick for them. I really don't think this is reaching. I think this is about where Patrick Queen's value is. His value might even be a little bit higher than this, so this is a good pick for the Ravens. The Titans will go ahead and select Zach Bond. This was kind of a result of there really not being many other good players available here that I thought would be a good pick for the Titans. And they do need edge help there, especially after losing Jarrell Casey. I think this is a good pick for them. The Packers will actually trade back with the Chargers, and the Chargers will get pick number 30, Packers will get pick number 37, and their third-round pick. Chargers here will select Isaiah Wilson, offensive tackle out of Georgia. Go ahead and protect Justin Herbert, their new franchise quarterback here. Good pick. The 49ers, with their second first-round pick, will select Antoine Winfield, safety out of Minnesota. Very underrated safety, actually. Not really a lot of people are talking about him, and I think he has some good value here. Good pick for the 49ers. And at pick number 32, the Chiefs will go ahead and select DeAndre Swift, running back out of Georgia. Get them a more solid number 1 running back to replace Damian Williams, or to give them, more of that, 1-2 punch that a lot of offensive systems like to give. I could definitely see that with Andy Reid's offense. At number 33, I have the Cincinnati Bengals selecting A.J. Epinesa, edge rusher out of Iowa. Number 34, I have the Colts selecting Laviska Shenault. A lot of people have him going in the first round. I think he'll fall a little bit and be a good weapon for Phillip Rivers alongside T.Y. Hilton. Here I actually have the Lions selecting Neville Gallimore, interior defensive lineman from Oklahoma. I think this will solidify their defensive line quite a bit. Good pick for them. At number 36, I have the Giants selecting Yetur Gross-Matos, much needed edge rush help. Good at stopping the run as well. Much needed pick for the Giants. At number 37, after trading back, the Packers will go ahead and select Jalen Reagor, wide receiver out of TCU. Really good move by the Packers. If they would have selected him at 30, I feel like it would have been reaching a little bit. Might as well get their guy and, a bonus third-round pick. So, good move by them. The Carolina Panthers will select Ross Blacklock, D-tackle out of TCU. I really like this pick. They really need some run defense help. I think this is the perfect guy to do it. At number 39, after the Lions traded with the Dolphins, their second pick they get here, they'll use it to get Noah Igbenogany. I really cannot pronounce that name. Go ahead and roast me in the comments if you want, but I cannot pronounce that name. Here the Texans will select Marlon Davidson to replace DJ Reader. I think it's a good pick for them. Pretty slept on defensive tackle. And actually, if the Panthers didn't get Ross Blacklock, I really wouldn't mind them getting Marlon Davidson. So, good value there. The Browns may be reaching here a little bit, but they'll select safety Jeremy Chin out of Southern Illinois. I also debated them getting safety Kyle Duggar, and maybe he might be a little bit better of a pick for them, but instead, I think they'll reach and get Jeremy Chin. With pick number 42, the Jags get another wide receiver with T. Higgins. The Bears will go ahead and select offensive tackle Austin Jackson due to there not being many other players available there that fit their scheme without reaching too much. The Colts will go ahead and select Terrell Lewis, edge rusher at Alabama. The Panthers, with their 45th pick, getting it from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, will actually select Kyle Duggar. Now, I don't see safety as really a huge need for the Panthers. They re-signed Trey Boston. I think Justin Burris actually has some potential with him too. But Kyle Duggar has some crazy potential and will be good to develop under Trey Boston. And maybe if Justin Burris doesn't work out, will be a really good replacement there at strong safety. Now the Broncos will go ahead and select A.J. Terrell, corner out of Clemson. Since the Falcons passed on Javon Kinlaw earlier, they will select Raekwon Davis, interior D lineman out of Alabama. The Jets will finally get their offensive lineman in Ezra Cleveland from Boise State. The Steelers will replace Javon Hargrave with interior defensive lineman Justin Matabuke from Texas A&M. The Bears will go ahead and get safety Ashton Davis out of California. Really good pick for them. I actually have him as a borderline first rounder, so him falling this far is really good pick for them. Number 51, I have the Cowboys getting Trayvon Diggs. I think he fell quite a bit earlier on. Some people actually projected him as a first rounder. I think he'll fall a little bit, but good pick for them. The Rams will go ahead and select linebacker Willie Gay out of Mississippi State. Very underrated linebacker. Performed incredibly at the combine, and I think this will definitely be a real big diamond in the rough for the Rams here, and possibly could be the steal of the draft. Very good linebacker here. Very slept on. The Eagles will finally get their wide receiver with KJ Hamler. Dolphins. Sorry, the Bills will get number 2 running back J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State to pair alongside Devin Singletary. The Ravens will go ahead and select interior offensive lineman Lloyd Cushenberry out of LSU. The Dolphins will go ahead and select Jonathan Taylor. Get a really good running back that fell quite a bit here. Very good value for them. Texans solidify their O-line a little bit with Jonah Jackson out of Ohio State. The Vikings finally get their wide receiver after being frustrated in the first round with Brandon Ayuk out of Arizona State. The Seattle Seahawks will make their secondary better with Jalen Johnson, corner out of Utah. Then the Ravens will go ahead and select Donovan Peoples-Jones, very underrated wide receiver out of Michigan. The Titans will go ahead and select Davin Hamilton out of Ohio State. Packers will go ahead and get actually another wide receiver here. I think it's a much needed addition here in Michael Pittman Jr. out of USC. The Chiefs will get much slept on corner Damon Arnett out of Ohio State. Very, very big need for their secondary. Good pick. And finally, the Seattle Seahawks will select Curtis Weaver out of Boise State. So, anyways, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button. Let me know what you agree with or disagree with this draft. Let me know if I'm a total dumbass and shouldn't have selected these guys. I can take the criticism. I get it every video. I can take a little